A woman was walking around Disneyland when she realized that she was being tracked. She didn't know that she was targeted. She didn't know that somebody had put an Apple AirTag
that's what it is.
on her person.
We were just talking about that.
I know. And only when her iPhone alerted her, like there was a message that popped up that said Apple AirTag in location or something has been detected or something. She was like, I don't own one of those.
Wait, so that message, if you put an Apple AirTag on somebody else, it alerts you on the phone that an Apple AirTag has tracked you?
Yeah, so
But it takes some time, though. It's not immediate because I think there's a lot of AirTags in airports.
Yeah.
People put on their luggage. Otherwise, everyone's phone's going
bing, 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 bing.
I think after a certain amount of time, then it'll alert you.
Oh, is that what it is?
I think because Katie told me a little bit of this off the air.
Well, and that thing would be going off like crazy if you were in the airport for sure. If it was detecting every single one that's in the area. But her name is Hannah Rose, and she was wrote that she had her location tracked without her knowledge for 2 hours around Disneyland in California. She finally realized that she was being tracked only because the tag linked to her smartphone over Bluetooth, and it sent her the notification. The notification from Find My, which is an app on your phone, pops up on a person's iPhone if an AirTag is found traveling with them.
Oh, I see.
So that's the time. It has to travel with you.
What does that mean, though?
Like in her purse, like I guess it can see that it's your phone is... I don't know. I don't have
not
the
just
technology.
Passing by,
right?
Not just
I think staying with you.
Yeah, a certain amount of time.
For a certain amount of time. So the AirTags, that's why I want to get some. That's
okay, we're about to get our official attorney on the phone. If we could do that, please.
Well, yeah,
don't incriminate yourself.
Well, when they first,
but I think you can track people,
or actually do. Jason, my whole point is to say this is scary.
Oh, I thought it was the nice technology.
Oh my god!
And who is tracking her, by the way?
She doesn't know.
That's creepy.
She doesn't know.
Because I said that the other day. I said these AirTags are pretty slick. I could put it in Katie's purse real quick, and that deep purse she has with a million things. She would never know that it's in the purse, and I could track whatever Katie's doing, and then I could be like, "Oh, Katie, where are you right now?" She could say, "Oh, I'm at home." "Oh, no, you're not. You're at the bar." I can see.
Okay. This is the reason we're talking about this right now, because of people like Jason Goodman in the same mindset.
What?
This is terrifying.
It was funny. Several months ago, Jason was like, "Have you heard about these AirTags?" I'm like, "No, I haven't." And he goes, "Yeah, they're this new technology," and he didn't say that part of it. And immediately, my first thought was like, "This is going to be a problem for Apple."
Well,
very scary.
How did they not realize this is going to be a problem?
It helped people it also has helped people.
Yeah.
So people some wallets come with them now. So
I
if
saw
you lose
that.
your
That's
wallet,
cool.
Also I saw a guy that I guess he had a 4-wheeler and it got stolen, but he put an AirTag on the 4-wheeler and the police were able to track it down and catch the thief. Yeah. So there's a lot of good too, and also tracking people is pretty nice.
Yeah, the perverts in the world have used it for bad. And I'm just thinking about for young women who are what.
Oh, what if
put it in?
What if your squid was single and he really thought this girl was hot and he dropped it in her purse, right? And then he could see wherever she was, like what bar she was at, so he could magically appear at the bar.
They call that stalking.
They do call it stalking, Jason. What do you not get about that? Squid is not a stalker.
That sounds like borderline perv.
Yes. Yes, it is. And you think about like the this is extreme, but like the Ted Bundys of the world, where he would hunt these women. Yeah. Think about what he would have done with something like this technology. I mean, I don't mean to go bad here, but that is immediately what my mind thinks.
There's a headline this week that reminded you when you said that. Now, Snapchat, some people don't even know they have it on.
Yeah.
It doesn't show like kind of where you are. If you click on the person, it'll tell you their exact address. Ooh, it's very precise. If you have your location thing turned on Snapchat, it can say, like if it said here, it'd be 192 East Lewis Street. Yeah. Wouldn't it be like Greensboro or kind of in the area, the exact address?
Exact thing. Okay, so then we'll add that while we're talking to our official attorney, Lisa Lanier.
But people can't turn it on for you. You'd have to opt in.
Okay.
So a little bit different.
My sister will opt in and out of that, depending on if she's in a fight with her boyfriend or not.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're not gonna fight me
if they're fighting, she'll go in and turn off her location and everything so that he won't know where she's at.
Yeah. And can you turn off your location just for the Snapchat app, or you have to turn it off on the whole entire?
No, I do it just for the app, or you can do it on the phone separately.
Gotcha.
Yeah. We do have our official attorney, Lisa Lanier. I guess there are a couple
what's the
questions.
question? I don't see a problem.
You're
I
your
think
own.
that's the question.
You're your own section.
Yeah.
But my question is,
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning. How much, like, you have got to get in trouble for something like this, right? Like, if you just slip an AirTag.
Right. I mean, it's clearly, it's illegal. It's basically, it's a form of stalking. The interesting thing is not all jurisdictions really have a law on the books that neatly fits this. So what ends up happening is they get charged under more generic sort of anti-stalking laws, privacy invasion type laws. But a huge number of jurisdictions are coming forward now and passing very specific, like AirTag type laws, because they want to make sure that these people are punished. Because aside from people who have legit uses for it, like you lose your wallet all the time, so you put it in your wallet, your keys, whatever. But besides those uses, the number one use is illegal stalking. And it's to follow people, home. And like, there was just recently a story, Sports Illustrated swimsuit model Brooks Nader reported that she was in a New York City bar and someone slipped one of these into her purse and followed her for almost 2 hours before it went off.
Was it Jason?
And that's what happens. I think it has to sync up with your Bluetooth, and it has to recognize that it's with you. And like you were saying, not at an airport where you're just near one. It has to be moving with you. And then if it can sync up to your Bluetooth and it can figure out that it's moving with you, it will send you an alert that says you're being followed. But that, on average, it sounds like the people who are complaining about this say that they were followed for almost 2 hours before anybody figured it out, before they got the alert.
Now, is Apple, because it wasn't designed for this, but could they open themselves up to some potential issues with this? Or I guess you can take any technology and use it for bad.
Well, and I think Apple's saying, look, we're doing our part by doing the warning piece. So you'll get the warning if somebody drops this on you. So I don't think they're responsible for it. And I think if they put it out without the warning, without its ability to tell you you're being tracked, then I think they would open themselves up. But they made a big announcement, because at first you didn't get the warning when they first put the AirTag out, and people were really upset about being followed and figuring it out way later. So then just this past February, Apple announced, look, this warning is going to be on all these devices, and they reminded people in their announcement that it is illegal to track people without their knowledge like this. It's always stalkers or disgruntled exes, and, Apple can't stop those people. They're going to figure out, stalkers are going to stalk, right? They're going to figure out a way.
Stalkers going to stalk.
They're going to stalk.
That's my favorite song.
I have my thing is, like, private investigators, that's what they do. They follow people around. Now, they didn't have the technology a few years ago, but that's what they do. They follow people
they had
around.
GPS they could put under a car or whatever.
Or even before that, they didn't have the technology.
Yeah, you're right.
And basically, this is like a GPS type device. But that was considered okay, but a private investigator can't just make it easier for themselves, and that's considered illegal. You see what I'm saying?
But they can follow. You could pay someone to follow someone.
You can pay
someone. It doesn't neatly fall into a lot of states' laws, and they choose, because what the purpose usually is not a private investigation purpose. Usually the purpose is stalking, and so they're able to charge them under these stalking laws. But that's why there is a need for states to come out with this kind of very specific. And I think they'll call it, like, they won't call it the Apple AirTag law, but they'll call it something similar, so that it will cover any similar tracking device that's used by a private citizen to track another private citizen. Private investigators are a little bit different because they're licensed by the state to do investigations. And in some states, they can put tracking devices on people. Most states not.
Okay.
But most states, I think they have to actually just physically observe people, by happenstance.
Well, not that I've ever done this before, but from what I understand, you could put let's say, for instance, not me, but let's say, for instance, Katie and Ben.
Don't you dare. Let's use Jason and Carol.
Let's use two names. I don't know, Jason and Carol.
Let's say I own, it just so happens that both cars are in my name. Mm-hmm. Then I say to a private investigator, and let's say Carol is driving the car, and I said, I want to track my car, where it goes.
You can track a car that you own.
That I own. Even though Carol's driving it, it's still my car.
And that's how a lot of spouses get away with it. That's right.
So Carol's going to hire a private investigator to come, like, do a sweep of her car for bugs.
Just to make sure.
If the car's in my name.
Put it right back on.
Yeah.
Well, She could just say, my husband asked me to do it.
Yeah.
Hey, I do have a question, though. So let's say you're this woman, and if you're just joining us, it was a woman who realized that she was being secretly tracked by an Apple AirTag that had been put on her without her knowledge while she was walking around Disneyland. If she finds this Apple AirTag, what do you do with it to then find where it belongs? Do you know?
Well, I mean, I don't know that there's a way to track it back to whoever put it there. That's the tricky part. But Apple has on their website, because of this, they have very clear instructions on how to get it to unfollow you.
Okay.
Or you could flush it, right? I mean, that'd be kind of fun.
So you're basically the warning pops up and it says, "Hey, this Apple AirTag is following you or chasing you around," and you can just undo it. Is that basically what you can do?
And then the person who is, creepy and pervy and wants to stalk you is just out the however much they cost.
Like $50.
Yeah, whatever, the $49 or whatever, yeah.
And so sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, and it's like you don't get in any trouble.
Like in any
spy
movie.
And you think, it's an Apple product, right? So at first, the warning wasn't popping up on Android phones, and they had to make a special application for it so that Android phones would know that they were being followed. So now it's all phones. You'll know.
You know what I was going to say? That any spy movie, what you would do, obviously, you take the tag once you find it, you throw it in someone else's purse, and then the person's following someone else, you throw it into another car, and then they waste all their time traveling trying to.
Nice.
Put
it in a police officer's car.
Like a police officer or like a big burly guy, and they show up.
You should put it on a big burly dude and let the guy stalk him.
Shows up in his bushes and then gets the beat down of his life.
That would be what you do. Yeah.
All right, she's awesome. Official attorney of Jared and Katie in the Morning. Lisa Lanier. If you're ever injured on the job, contact her right away at hireaheavyweight.com. Top 100 attorney in the entire country, which is incredible.